Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Atlanta. We are singing the perfect song for call this morning. Please rise in body or in spirit. Let's sing together, Wake Now My Senses. Wake now my senses and hear the earth moan. Feel the deep power of being in all. Keep with the web of creation your vow. Giving, receiving, as love shows us how. Wake now my reason, reach out to the new. Join with each pilgrim who quests for the true. Honor the beauty and wisdom of time. Suffer thy limit and praise the sublime. Wake now compassion, give heed to the cry. Voices of suffering fill the wide sky. Take as your neighbor, both stranger and friend, praying and striving their hardship to end. Wake now my vision of ministry clear. Brighten my pathway with radiance here. Mingle my calling with all who will share. Work toward a planet transformed by our care. So glad you're here this morning.
Well, welcome. Good morning. I am Reverend Taryn Strauss, Senior Minister, contract Senior Minister here at the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Atlanta, where we come together to transform lives through courageous action and to make soulful connections all the while. And I want you to know this morning a miracle happened. It was the rising of the world's closest star, welcoming you into the dawn of a new day and a new way, into a congregation where all are welcome. I mean, all are welcome. Your beautiful black self or brown self, your precious aging self, your gorgeous transgender self, your vibrant non-binary self, your gay, lesbian, bisexual, straight self, your struggling self. You are all welcome. And I want to welcome you who have lost your mother and who long to hear her voice today in your life. You who have much longed to mother and have not had the chance in the way that you'd hoped. You who are estranged from your mother or for whom mothering is fractious and tense. You are welcome here to this day and this place. And for the mothers, for all the ways you show up to your family, to your holy vow of unending service, your strength and your fragility, all the tiny things you are always thinking of, and all the little things you notice and remember. We see you. We love you, mothers. Happy Mother's Day. And I want to thank Dana Taylor for donating our beautiful, gorgeous flowers this morning. Dana has given this bouquet with bright blessings on the occasion of Sophia Taylor's 30th birthday. And also, in honor of the caring and mothering love we can hold for each other and for ourselves. And since we at UUCA like to pack it all in, today is a momentous day. Today is the day when the congregation will vote right after this service to call their next senior minister. Don't get too worried, it is also their current senior minister. It's a pretty long story, too long for these words of welcome, this moment right here, but just know that together, as a congregation, we have crawled through the desert together. We have walked on hot coals to arrive to this moment. So let's make it an epic day together. Yes? I don't entirely know what's going to happen, but I do know that you are invited to remain seated immediately after the worship service, and that Lena Wu, who is honorary chairperson of the Ministerial Call Task Force, will then come up and tell you what to do next. I think. Okay. Yes. Okay, great. And at this time, I'd like to welcome Mary Crawley and Jim Kelly, who are members of the Call Process Task Force, to come forward and light our chalice and invite us into this worship service, this bright new day together through our chalice lighting. May the light of this flame illuminate our tradition of seeking, invite all who yearn for acceptance, and ignite our passion for justice and peace.
The Everything Seed, written by Carol Martinaco and illustrated by Joy Troyer. Have you ever watched a seed grow? Have you ever noticed how it begins so small, so still, so quiet, like a gift waiting to be opened, and how it slowly wakes up, begins to unfold, growing into something larger and larger and larger? Then you know that whatever comes from a seed usually ends up looking very little like the seed it came from, which is also true of the very first seed. Once, long, long ago, way back before the beginning, so long ago, there was no such thing as time because there was no one there to count it. Everywhere was a huge, deep, mysterious place, like something waiting to happen. There were no stars, no sun or moon. There was no place like Earth, not a drop of water and no living beings anywhere. But in that deep waiting space was hidden the tiniest point of something no bigger than a seed. It was not a flower seed, nor a seed of corn, and all things were included in the seed. You might call it an everything seed, because that is what it became. No one knows where that first seed came from, or how it was planted, or how it knew how long to wait for just the right moment to sprout. But all at once, this tiny seed, cradled and nourished in the rich soil of space, woke up, broke open, and began to unfold. Unfolding and blossoming forth into an enormous, blazing ball of bright light, and the universe was born. Out flooded the galaxies like a storm of snowflakes swirling, gathering into the brightest, most blindingly beautiful clouds of stars. And out of those star clouds whirled our own star, the one we call the sun. And our Earth and our moon and all the round spinning planets we've learned how to name. And this is the secret of that tiny seed. You and I were there at the very beginning. We were there with all the stars and planets, all the rocks and oceans, plants and animals and people. Everything that is now, ever was, or ever will be was hidden inside that first tiny seed. So whenever you hold a seed in your hand and wonder what it could become, imagine how you and all that is here once came from the tiniest speck of an everything seed before it sprouted and grew long ago in the beginning of time. Now, if this were an ordinary story, it would end right here. But this story of the universe keeps on unfolding. What once began in a blazing blossom of light continues every day. New stars sprout open in the deep soil of space. New plants and animals appear on the earth. Seeds of many kinds are scattered everywhere to help us remember. And new people are born every day with the spark of that first light still alive and burning deep inside, waiting, like the everything seed, to shine in ways that are yet to be known.
Good morning. We would now like to invite you to rise as you are willing and able to join us in this morning's movement prayer. First, we bow to honor the spirit of life. We lift our arms and embrace the gifts of spirit. We bring these gifts unto ourselves with gratitude and breathe and smile. We share these gifts with the world, and we remember to be present. Honor. Embrace. Gratitude. Share. Be present. At this time, we would like to invite our children, 3rd grade and under, to exit and join preschool or their creative workshop for this morning. Please note that the location of these is just down the hall on the 1st floor. And as our children recess, please take this opportunity to greet your neighbor, especially someone you have not met.
Your gifts, whatever you discover them to be, can be used to bless or curse the world. The mind's power, the strength of the hands, the reaches of the heart, the gift of speaking, listening, imagining, seeing, waiting. Any of these can serve to feed the hungry, bind up wounds, welcome the stranger, praise what is sacred, do the work of justice, or offer love. Any of these can draw down the prison door, hoard bread, abandon the poor, obscure what is holy, comply with injustice, or withhold love. You must answer this question: what will you do with your gifts?
Choose to bless the world. The choice to bless the world is more than an act of will, a moving forward into the world with the intention to do good. It is an act of recognition, a confession of surprise, a grateful acknowledgement that in the midst of a broken world, unspeakable beauty, grace, and mystery abide. There is an embrace of kindness that encompasses all life, even yours. And while there is injustice, anesthetization, or evil, there moves a holy disturbance, a benevolent rage, a revolutionary love, protesting, urging, insisting that which is sacred will not be defiled. Those who bless the world live their life as a gesture of thanks for this beauty and this rage.
The choice to bless the world can take you into solitude to search for the sources of power and grace, native wisdom, healing, and liberation. More, the choice will draw you into community, the endeavor shared, the heritage passed on, the companionship of struggle, the importance of keeping faith. The life of ritual and praise, the comfort of human friendship, the company of earth, the chorus of life welcoming you. None of us alone can save the world. Together, that is another possibility waiting.
Let the life I lead speak for me. Let the life I lead speak for me. When I'm lying in my grave and there's nothing more to say, let the life I lead speak for me. Let the work I do speak for me.
the love I gave speak for me. When I'm lying in my grave and there's nothing more to say, let the love I give speak for me.
Let us put hands on hearts. Feel the heartbeat, connection to life. Breathe in peace. Breathe out love. Say to yourself silently, I will love myself. I will love others. And that love can heal this world. We hold in our hearts joy for Robert and Elise Macon, who are happy to announce they are celebrating 40 years of marriage today. We share in joy and celebration of the longevity of their love and life together. We continue to hold Carol Ann Arvin in our hearts. She invites you to her mother, Christy Kinsel's memorial service, which will be held this Wednesday, May 15th, 11 a.m. at Canterbury Court. This time, I invite you to think of someone who has mothered you. The one who has mothered you is a part of you and is therefore a part of this gathered community. To know you is to know one who mothered you. Hold that person in your heart. Bring them into your mind's eye. And when you are ready, speak that name of the one who mothered you out loud into this cloud of witnesses now. May all beings find connection. May all people find comfort. May all of us find more ways to be more loving. Spirit of life, love eternal, we rest in holy gratitude. We surrender to a mystery beyond ourselves, asking forgiveness for our mistakes, for those times when we have been selfish or thoughtless. Breathing in and out, we seek grace and we offer grace. We forgive ourselves and we forgive each other. We begin again in love. Now, let us calm our bodies and our minds. We breathe in peace and we exhale. We relax into this space that our intentions make sacred. We enter into the silence.
Let the life I lead speak for me. Let the life I lead speak for me. When I'm lying in my grave and there's nothing more to say, let the life I lead speak for me.
I am called to speak to you about Palestine. By you, I do mean you, specifically. By called, I mean I am driven by my activist peers, by that still small voice that begs me to do the next right thing, by reputable, true stories of children fighting to survive on cattle feed and prayer. I don't have time to speak with you the way I would like to about Palestine, with all the detail this violence urgently requires, but that doesn't matter. Because this isn't about me, what I'd like. This is about what I'm called to do. This is about the call that you might hear through me if you have not already heard it from your activist peers, from your still small voice, from the reputable, true stories of mothers having C-sections without anesthesia, of whole family lines strategically and intentionally murdered. I am called to ask you to give your resources to a decimated people. In this, our call is unbearably simple. The next right thing. Our faith's moral imperative is begging us to act. As James Baldwin said, the children are always ours. Every single one of them, all over the globe, and our children are starving. Your children are starving, but we have the chance to feed them. And so I'm asking you specifically, to give of your resources with your Share the Plate donation to World Central Kitchen, an international organization that is effectively getting food to the people who hunger most. The offering will now be given and most gratefully received.
Beautiful master
Please join me now in the dedication of our offering. To the work of this congregation, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action we call community, we dedicate our lives and these our offerings.
As part of a long and great tradition of Unitarian Universalist ministers, I may not take the Bible literally, but I do take it seriously. And so this morning I offer us the story of the boy Samuel and his elder Eli from the first book of Samuel, chapter 3. One night, Eli, whose eyes were becoming so weak that he could barely see, was lying down in his usual place. And then God called the boy Samuel, who was also lying down. Samuel answered, "Here I am." And he ran downstairs to Eli and said, "Here I am, you called me." But Eli said, "I did not call. Go back and lie down." So Samuel went back and lied down. That was the first time. Again, the Lord called Samuel, "Samuel!" And Samuel got up and went to Eli and said, "Here I am, you called me." "My son," Eli said, "I did not call. Go back and lie down." A third time, it's often threes, the Lord called Samuel. And Samuel got up and went to Eli and said, "Here I am, you called me." It was then Eli realized that God was calling the boy. So Eli told Samuel, "Go and lie down, and if God calls you, then rise up and speak. I am here. Speak, God, for your servant is listening. I am here." And so Samuel went and lay down in his place. Well, God came and stood there, calling as God had the other time, "Samuel." Or was it Samuel? And then Samuel rose up and said, "Speak, for your servant is listening. I am here." I have shared this with the board, but never with the congregation. But in my life, I have known two things deep in my bones without question. I knew that James Richards was the person I was meant to spend my life with in a beloved partnership. And it was the best, easiest, clearest choice I have made, and I have never regretted it. Not one moment. The only other thing I have ever known like this is that I was meant to serve as your minister. Clear as day. Let me explain. If you would indulge a mother telling some stories on Mother's Day. I was raised in a small UU congregation in the Austin neighborhood of Chicago in the 80s. Austin was a mostly black and working class neighborhood where crime rates were high and the need for community care was extreme. Our congregation reflected the community from which it grew, which is to say that church's membership was very racially and culturally diverse. And meanwhile, I was a minority white student in my elementary school. And so I was most comfortable in spaces where I was not surrounded by other white people, but where I was in the racial minority. And this remains true for me. The congregation hosted community gardens for the neighbors, which I recently looked up and discovered still continue to this day. We also helped run an interfaith soup kitchen across the street called the Harriet Tubman House. I remember most Sundays I would attend the worship service, boring, then religious education, better, then I'd pilfer some coffee cake from the social hall, and the whole congregation and me would walk across the street en masse to make lunch, to serve lunch, and to eat lunch with other unhoused or hungry folks in the neighborhood. And I would walk across the street not with my parents, but with anybody from the congregation. Now, until I was 12 years old, I thought, like my understanding, is that entire experience was church. Not merely the first part of it, but all of it. So that has informed how I think about church, about congregational life. And I didn't know it then, but even then, someone was calling my name. Well, the summer before 8th grade, we moved from Chicago to Knoxville, Tennessee. A culture shock, to be sure. And there I experienced the isolation of being a religious minority in what we often called the buckle of the Bible Belt. This experience of really daily religious persecution only further solidified my Unitarian Universalist identity. I wore my chalice necklace with pride, pointing out to those in homeroom who would damn me to hell that I was as religious and churchy as they were. In high school, as president of our local chapter of Amnesty International, founder and president of our local chapter of Amnesty International, and founder and president of the AIDS Awareness Club, I applied my values of human worth and dignity to my peers, to my school with pride. I was that kid, always handing out petitions and condoms in equal measure, and getting in trouble for one or the other. The road through Christian hegemony was rough and often cutting. I knew, though, if I could just make it to Sunday, then I would survive the week. The Knoxville, Tennessee Valley Unitarian Universalist Church youth group flourished as anywhere from 25 to 40 of us gathered weekly and beyond weekly, fervently attending campouts, lock-ins, youth conferences at area churches and the Mountain Retreat Center in Highlands. Though we had school friends, it was our church friends who understood us on a true level that felt healing, nourishing, and enlivening. This vitality that I once knew in my youth group, carrying me through some of my darkest and most difficult days, explains to you why youth group will always be of high significance for me and any congregation I serve. Now, as a youth, this will come as little to no surprise, I relished opportunities to speak from the pulpit when offered, to share my thoughts and dreams with an entire community of people who believed in me, who trusted and loved me, just as you did 1 week ago for our youth during their Youth Sunday, who felt trusted by you. Years passed, and my love and professional pursuits brought me then to Western North Carolina. And it was then that I began to really hear it. Somebody was calling my name. Some calls you never forget. I received the call from my boss at the time, Reverend Mark Ward, minister then of the UU congregation of Asheville, calling me to inform me there had been a shooting at Tennessee Valley UU Church, the church of my youth. It was July 2008. A man entered the church with a guitar case containing an assault rifle. As children performed a summer production of Annie on the chancel, he opened fire upon the congregation. 2 people were killed, and others were injured. Before some of the older men in the church, men who had served as board presidents and committee chairs, they rushed the shooter, took him down, and held him there, while the rest of the congregation evacuated and called for help. As Mark recounted these events with me, I could not believe what I was hearing. Was nothing safe? Was no place sacred? Could we not be allowed to exist as Unitarian Universalists who affirm love in all its forms? And while I was hearing this, safe in Asheville, I tried to make sense of the level of bodily threat that I felt, joined with the overwhelming love surging through me for the adults who had helped raise me at that church, for the building itself, for the garden, for those men, my best friends, dads who rushed the shooter, for all those faces I knew like the lines on my palm. The following Sunday, I returned to Knoxville to reconsecrate the temple. All the former ministers, yes, this is true. I just heard my son ask. All the former ministers and the Unitarian Universalist Association president at the time, Bill Sinkford, converged to reclaim the sanctuary and rededicate it to the holy and to the people. There were still blood splatters across the white walls and the pews in the sunlit sanctuary a week later. Though the room was packed to the brim with true love, the kind that links arms against the firing squad, it was still a difficult place to be. In fact, the director of religious education was too traumatized to ever return to campus. And so I stepped for him that following Sunday, stepped in for him, and went to find the youth room to seek out the senior high youth and find out how they were doing. And the situation was bleak. I found them in the dark, huddled around a television watching the local news, which was outside the church door, reporting outside the church doors. They were terrified and not at all sure they wanted to enter the sanctuary that day nor ever. I told them about the years I had spent in that very same room as a teenager and how much the youth group saved me then and continued to hold me as I became an adult. I promised them the sanctuary that day was as safe as it could ever be. They agreed together that they would hold hands and follow me into the sanctuary, and we all linked hands. Well, the service had already begun, and I had led them to a carpet that was sort of in the middle of the pews on the floor, surrounded by all the parishioners and clergy from across the nation. The youth then made a fort with their bodies, holding each other in kind of a circle, and I was in it with them, and together we sang Spirit of Life, and we sang Tomorrow from Annie. It was at that moment I heard it. I knew in that moment that I would give everything I had to this faith that had loved me into being and that was still loving those kids into being, that had called me again and again to show up to this broken, scary world with love and insistence on human dignity and celebration of diversity. I knew that I wanted to devote my life to this faith and to creating sanctuaries similar to the one I had known, and to strengthening the UU faith to the level of the Southern Baptists' fervor and impact. So here's my ambition, just laid out for you. It's true. Yes. Because the best way to make that sanctuary safer would be to make the world safer. So this has become my holy vow. Well, shortly after that, I moved to New York City with James to start a new role as Director of Religious Education at All Souls New York City, a large congregation on the Upper East Side with a history and reputation of impactful theology across the city's landscape. That first year, and I was sharing earlier, I feel a little nervous sharing this part of the sermon because it does contain a mystical experience, so get ready. That first year, I attended the Revolutionary Love Conference at Middle Collegiate Church, an artistic, progressive, Christian, multiracial, social justice congregation in Manhattan's Lower East Side neighborhood. And as part of that conference, I attended the keynote, a powerful sermon given by Reverend Dr. James Forbes, a Pentecostal preacher and former 30-year senior pastor of the Riverside Church in New York. And right in the middle of his rousing sermon, before over 400 people at the conference, he suddenly paused, like he stopped. Now, I was seated somewhere in the middle of the pews, not on the edge, not at the front. And Reverend Forbes got down off the chancel, and he walked I'm not going to do it, but he did it. And he walked towards me with purpose. "You," he said, and clear as day, and pointed to me. I turned to the left and to the right, assuming he knew somebody near me. But everybody else was looking at me. "You," he said again, almost in a whisper, "God has a message for you." Now, I don't know what this means. I assume you know what this means, but the time has come for you to do what you need to do. The time is now. Then he kind of snapped out of it, walked back to the pulpit, and continued on with his sermon. Look, I don't know why one of the most highly regarded preachers in the nation experienced a message from the divine to me out of all the 400 gathered, but somebody was calling my name. The next day, I enrolled at Union Theological Seminary. And began my divinity school studies the following August. Now, the road to Atlanta was somewhat mundane, that is, until I met you. Now, I have known Unitarian Universalist congregations from every corner of this country, and the ones in the middle too. And I could see even then something special taking place here. I could see the way you give your time, your talent, your treasure, your life force to this congregation you care for deeply. What is it we say in the dedication? To this we give our lives, and these are offerings. I could also see high conflict, but with it, great passion, beautiful artistry, deep devotion, the magic of holy synchronicity that we continue to experience pretty much every Sunday. You moved together so well. I could see it. And at the moment of my arrival, well, I could tell that you were dealing with my very favorite thing: impossibly high stakes and impossibly challenging odds for success. I saw a vibrance and a heart in you. I mean, I felt like you could hear it. I mean, could you hear it? Someone was calling your name. So who is the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Atlanta? As Walt Whitman says, you contain multitudes. You are keepers and lovers of history and tradition. You are futurists with imaginations wider than the sky. You delight in matters of ultimate concern, the meaning of life, the reason for being, the nature of the divine. You care for each other like family. You are warm and welcoming. You serve the unhoused, the hungry, the immigrant, and you make a stand for the liberation of all who are oppressed. You defend the sanctity of this earth as a vital demonstration of your faith. You are innovators, eager for invention. You are endlessly creative, pivoting and adjusting in real time. And for you, if music be the food of love, will you say, play on? You also worship with quietude and wonder about the different ways to pray. Most of all, though, you are guided, grounded, and led by joy, even when it's hard to come by. In some ways, especially when it is hard to come by. And these days, as the war and terror rage on, as we continue working with our inner struggles together, sharing vulnerably and living courageously, I think we all know we are going to have to mother each other. We will need to take care of each other, to teach each other well, to expect the best of one another, and offer grace when we don't get each other's best. We will love each other when we show up imperfectly, and we will celebrate one another when we get it right. We will hold each other lovingly accountable, as good mothering does, and we will hold boundaries that keep us all safe. We will transform lives. That is tremendous, through taking courageous action within ourselves, among the community, and beyond its walls. And we will do it all while making our connections with each other soulful. We will feed one another, and in doing so, we will be fed. Now, this weekend, we drove to go strawberry picking, and I noticed a billboard that said in giant, fearsome letters a single word: Jesus. And I wondered about the day when we take out our ad campaign across Georgia with words in the same exact font, like science, justice, freedom, love. Let us together choose to bless the world, because someone is calling your name. As Reverend Duncan Teague told you months ago, told you, you can be the burning bush for someone else. You can light a fire under their call. And as Jason Delaney demanded of you just a few weeks ago, the time has come for you to ask yourself, what is your ministry? What is your call in this wild and precious life? Now, I see my role here pretty clearly. I believe I am here to be your Eli, to help you prepare to hear the voice of the divine breaking through, waking you up, calling you forward. Because there is a love holding you, a force of life and nature beyond all understanding that is calling us onward, inviting us to think bigger than we ever have before, moving through us and among us to activate our empathy, to make us dealers in hope dealers for one another, inviting us to throw open the doors of our hearts and our building and our faith and let more of ourselves shine outward, living our faith with pride, and let more people in. I see you. I see the divine in you. And I see the way you live. The way you extend that welcome always outward, reaching out your hands towards one another, lifting each other up. So let the seed of your call unfold as a mystery, as a solar storm setting the night sky ablaze with wonder. And answer love's call and hear yourself saying, I am here. Let me hear you. I am here. Amen.
Let's sing together. Life calls us on. Here in reverence now we gather for the blessings we have known, with a pledge to one another that we journey not
Then wake to rise. Throw open the doors of your hearts, the doors of your faith with courage and soul, so we can light each other's life ablaze and live our call each and every day, here and everywhere.
Loyal guides in love and duty. Loyal guides. Lead us with a trust in light. Blessed are they whose inward beauty. Blessed are they. The path of truth and light.
Good afternoon. Jason Delaney. Where's Jason? All right. Reverend Taryn.
We leave.
The lovely Jason Delaney here is gonna, yes, thank you. Well, good afternoon.
Mildly arrested by Jason.
Mildly, very mildly. All right. So, everybody is welcome to stay. That is, if this is your first time here, you're welcome to stay. It's fun to see how behind the scenes of the process. But for eligible voters voting to call Reverend Taryn, we're going to have some folks up here in a minute, and we're going to check your eligibility, and then you'll receive a ballot. And at that point, you'll go back to your seat to make your vote, and then we will pass an offering plate around, and then you'll throw your vote in that. So we're going to have 8 people, and here they come, and they're going to be alphabetically. From A will be on this side, and then A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, all the way to Z on this side. So it's going to be a little tricky, but we can do this, because we're going to try and do this as quickly as possible. We think it'll only take about 10 or 15 minutes. Please do not fold your ballot in half. Please leave your ballot whole, or flat, thank you. And did I forget anything? If you've already voted, you do not need to vote again. Was that a question? If you've already voted, do not vote again. Yeah, okay, at this time, please, And then if you have a pen, what do you want me to say about the pens? Oh, please share your pens. Yes, at this point, please rise and come and vote. I think Colin.
Let's do this.
Get my laptop.
friends. Since most folks have ballots and such. Have you convert? Everybody has their ballots? Feeling good? Okay. As you're voting and turning in your votes, we're just going to sing songs for a while. How does that sound? Singing's the best. So, Shay, can we throw up the first hymn on this one? You might know these. Some of these might be familiar to you, some might be less than familiar, but it's a good time for that. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. Try it again. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. Now a little bit of different vibe. 1, 2, 3. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will. We got some other parts. It goes like this. I know your turn. Try some harmonies. I know. Like, I know. They're all right answers. I know. All right, choir, you keep that going. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose. One more time. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. Woo! How you feeling? You feeling good? I'm going to teach you all a new song. Up at the retreat, we did this, we sang out of the Justice Choir songbook. It's this.
Does anybody still have a ballot? Oh, yeah.
Cool. We're fixing voting. We were singing through this Justice Choir song, which was put together because every social justice movement in the history of the world has had great songs to sing, right? And they want to be some written contemporarily. So this is only a 5-year-old song called Be the Change, and it's a good one. I'll sing it for you, then we'll sing it together. It goes like this. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world, and change will come to you. Isn't that great? Let's try it together. 1, 2. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world, and change will come to you. One more time. Be the change. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world, and change will come to you. Be the voice you want to hear. Be the voice you want to hear in the world. Be the voice you want to hear in the world. Be the voice you want to hear in the world, and change will come to you. Be the light you want to share. Be the light to shine. You want to shine in the world. Be the light you want to shine in the world. Be the light you want to shine in the world, and change will come to you. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world, and change will come to you. Last line. And change will come to you. Isn't that great? We want more great justice songs being written. It's wonderful. What did I put down next, Shay? Cool. Meditation on breathing. That one's next. Awesome. We can also sing in parts. The first part of this song goes like this. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe. Do you keep that going over here? Breathe in, breathe. Second part's like this. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. I love that song. What a great song. Fantastic. Then I picked one with a really hard piano part. That was a good idea, Don. Cool thoughts you have. This is called Hush. Want to rise in body or in spirit sing through this one? It's great. I think I was outvoted. I don't know. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. It's fine. Hush, hush. Somebody's calling my name. Hush, hush. Somebody's calling my name. Hush, hush. Somebody's calling my name. Oh my Lord, what shall I do? Sounds like freedom. Sounds like freedom. Somebody's calling my name. Sounds like freedom. Somebody's calling my name. Sounds like freedom. Somebody's calling my name. Oh my Lord, what shall I do? What shall I do? Sounds like justice. Sounds like justice. Somebody's calling my name. Sounds like justice. Somebody's calling my name. Sounds like justice. Somebody's calling my name. Oh my Lord, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that trouble don't last always. I'm so glad that trouble don't last always. I'm so glad that trouble don't last always. Oh my Lord, what shall I do? Yeah, that's a nice one. This one's called One Foot Lead with Love. If you don't know the chorus, you will, because we sing it like 40 times. And then there's a little call and response section where I'll sing a thing, you sing it back. Did I skip one? I did. Cool, love will guide us. We'll do that one. Oh, you're so good over there. We'll do that one. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. I'll sing, you sing back. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Lift up your eyes. Don't you despair. Look up ahead. The path is there. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. I know you're scared, and I'm scared too. But here I am, right next to you. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with. Last line, fading out. And lead with love. And lead with. One more. And lead with love. That's a great, all right. That's also from that Justice Choir songbook. You're welcome to sit now. You have to stand the whole time. We'll go back to Love Will Guide Us, that one that I skipped before. Here's a couple hymns. Love will guide us, peace astride us, hope inside us, and everyone will take one more step. One more word, we will say one more word, till every word is heard by everyone. We'll say one more word, one more song. We will sing one more song, till every song is sung by everyone. We'll sing one more song. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. Woo! Yeah. Do we have a little time? Are we ready? What's going on? Keep going. Fantastic. Let's do a weird one. I don't know what words I wrote down for this. This is I'm on my way, which is somewhere in that. I'll give you a music stand and everything. So, fantastic. So this one we've done before in the congregation. If you haven't done it, it's a call and response, but it's a Southern gospel call and response. So if I sing, I'm on my way, you sing. I'm on my way. And if I sing, I'm on my way, hey, yeah, you sing, I'm on. You've got it, fantastic. You nailed it. And then we get to the final chorus. We have this, I'm on my way. Great God, I'm on my way, I'm on my way. That's how we end the phrase. You ready? You look ready. I'm on my way to the freedom land. I'm on my way to the freedom land. I'm on my way to the freedom land. I'm on my way. There you go. Great God, I'm on my way. I asked my family, come and go with me. I asked my family, come and go with me. I asked my family, come and go with me. You know I'm on my way. Great God, I'm on my way. If they say no, we'll finish the song, then I'll go alone. If they say no, then I'll go alone. If they say no, then I'll go alone. Said I'm on my way. Great God, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. And I won't turn back. I'm on my way. And I won't turn back. I'm on my way. And I won't turn back. Said I'm on my way. Great God, I'm said I'm on my way. Great God, I'm on my way.
I haven't actually looked at this yet because I wanted to look at it with you guys together in real time. So I want to, first of all, thank our counters, Deanne and Ellen. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you guys. And now for the results. So we had, the number of ballots cast was 176. Our current member number is at 515. We needed 20% for quorum. So we reached our quorum easily. The yay votes are 167. The nay votes are 8. The abstain is 1. Did the vote pass? Yes, by 95%. So now, if you will remain seated for just a moment, I'm going to hand this over to you.
Woo! How exciting is this? So Reverend Taryn will come in, and I will officially ask her if she accepts the call. Who knows what the answer may be? One can only imagine. This is a momentous occasion, and what a joy to be part of this. And we don't know which way she's coming in, but it feels like a long road, yet here we are. So I don't know if they're coming from upstairs or out in the hall, but what a blessing we have in Reverend Taryn. And I'm not going to sing. And here comes Reverend Taryn. And family, hopefully. Reverend Taryn, I think you can hear from the enthusiasm. We had a little vote earlier to see if the congregation wanted you to be our called minister. And the answer is yes. So my question to you is, sorry, do you accept the call?
I do accept the call to be your minister. I've wanted confetti cannons for so long, and I never win that vote until today either. I really want to thank the call process committee. So I really want to give them a round of applause. And I want to just thank all of the leaders who have led us through the past 6 years. Really has been, Maureen and so many others who are here, really has been a time of walking through coals and getting through things together and lifting each other up when some of us had little faith, and has brought us to this moment. So I'm grateful. Let's party.
We can all go to the social hall and celebrate.